This story is called The Crocodile Birthday. You're probably thinking at this point, hang on a minute, does New Zealand actually have crocodiles? Well, we do, but only in one location. They do not naturally occur around New Zealand waters, I'm very glad to say. It is common in New Zealand to either have a child's birthday party or to take them on a trip or do something special for their birthday. Since we find hosting children's birthday parties rather stressful and exhausting, we decided to offer to our son, when he was 10 years old, a trip instead. He was allowed to take one friend with him. Now, it's also very difficult to work out what on earth to give a 10-year-old. This time we decided to give our son walkie-talkies for his birthday, and they were quite good quality walkie-talkies. So walkie-talkies are radios that allow you to talk to somebody else on the other end. I think they go for about 1 kilometre, maybe 2 kilometres at most, but you have to be in direct line of sight usually for the radio signal to pass through. And we lived on the edge of farmland, so the children would go out with the walkie-talkies and they would talk to each other, and they would be able to hear where each other was on the farmland. So that's a great idea for a birthday, isn't it? So we decided, right, let's go for a trip up to Auckland. It's 2 hours drive away, and let's go to Butterfly Creek. Butterfly Creek is a butterfly house. It's also got a petting zoo, and it's got crocodiles and alligators, the only place in New Zealand. So the first fun came when we were driving along the motorway in Auckland, and my son and his friend were playing with the dials on the walkie-talkies, and they were listening in to all the very boring chatter from all the truck drivers that were passing beside us on the motorway. And that was a bit of fun. Probably wasn't that great for the truck drivers. And then we got to Butterfly Creek. We went into Butterfly Creek, we went into the butterfly house, and that was beautiful, all the stunning butterflies. And then we got to go and see the alligators, and they had these little baby alligators, and they held them for us, and we got to stroke an alligator, which feels a little bit weird really. And then my son seemed to disappear, and I was like, where did he go? And his friend had disappeared, and we didn't think much of that. And the crocodile show was starting, and this crocodile was huge. It was absolutely massive, and they were getting it to leap out of the water to eat chickens, and it was all very exciting when suddenly there was a problem. And next thing we know, there is some interference happening on the radios with the people who are running the crocodile show, and they are running around madly going, where's that interference coming from? The little problem was that my son was in the toilet with his friend. And they were talking on the radio, on the walkie-talkies, and they just happened to have turned onto the channel that all the crocodile people who were managing the crocodile show were actually listening to each other on to make sure that they were safe and protecting themselves from what this crocodile might do. So they weren't very happy with us when they tracked down my son in the toilet. And they were getting to listen to boy talk in the toilet. So that was rather embarrassing. And we decided that perhaps we'd keep the walkie-talkies just for the farmland after that, and we wouldn't let them use them in a urban environment any longer.